What's it do for the team when that Nylander news comes out yesterday?
I think we were, obviously you hear things leading up to it, but all expecting it to happen eventually. I think he's obviously had such a great year, but not only this year, just a big part of our team for the past few years and since I've been here, and obviously before that. So happy for Willie, happy he got that great deal, and obviously for the team it's huge.
How much better do you think he can get? That he was talking about getting better every day. The other guys were saying like he's got more to give. Like it's crazy to think because he's played so well. But how much better do you think William Nylander can be?
Well, yeah, I think he just continues to get better because he works his game. He's not a guy who, doesn't take care of himself or doesn't do the right things, working hard in practice. And you'll see him sometimes. Willie goes and works his game on his own out there. I think that's important too. Is he puts in extra time away from the group and continuing to try and get better. And I think that's, for younger guys looking at him, I think that's a lesson that can be learned. Is you just can't stay in the same spot and be content. I think you got to continue to evolve with the game, and I think he's done that for sure.
It's rare for any club to see the California trip. What do you take forward from the trip that worked well into tonight and beyond?
I just thought the last couple of weeks we've defended a lot better, played a lot better in our own zone, breaking pucks out, and just defending better as a team. So whenever you do that, you give yourself a chance every night. And I think, we've, as these last few games have gone on, we've just been really patient, it feels like, within the game. I think there's been some close games that we've carried play, but we haven't gotten frustrated and just stayed patient, and the results came.
What stands out about Martin Jones?
Oh, he's just calm, solid in there. You just have confidence. It's just, an easy guy to play in front of you. You feel that presence for sure when a goalie is really calm and reading plays, and you can tell he's feeling it. So, he's obviously a veteran guy who's been around a long time, and you can really see that, I feel.
Brett said he looks forward to seeing William evolves as a leader. How would you say he is right now? More of an example guy? Is he as quiet with you guys as he is with us sometimes?
No, I think Willie's great. I think he jokes around with the boys when he has to. I think he's an easy guy to talk to, easy guy to get along with. But for me, it's, his leadership has come through his play. I think whenever we need a big goal, he's one of the guys, if not the guy, that we rely on. And but yeah, he just puts in the work in practice, puts in the work on his own off the ice. So I think that's important to look up to. I think that shows leadership in itself.
William talked yesterday about how Toronto feels like home. I'm just curious, for a guy who's playing at home, what's it feel like?
Well, no, it feels great. I think for guys who haven't played in like different markets, it's it's not taking anything away from different cities or markets that you play in. I think playing in Canada, playing in Toronto, like hockey's number one. I think you really feel that here. You feel the support, you feel the knowledge of the game from our fans, and I think it's pretty cool to be able to come to the rink every night and have a fan base and a city that cares so much about what you're doing out there. So for Willie, I think it's cool that he's experienced that, but he gets to experience that now for a long time, probably pretty much his whole career. And it's something that I think you don't realize until you get out of a Canadian market of how much the game matters and people care up here.
Mark, you played against Tom Mastrotto for a long time. He's the Sharks all-star. Just why is Tom Mastrotto so tough to contain?
Well, he's big. He's strong on the puck. He holds pucks like down low. He's really hard to play against in those tight areas. So when we played together in an all-star game there a while back, we had a good time. But really get a sense of getting to meet guys. He's a really nice guy off the ice too, really good guy. But he's just a big body, and he's a guy you have to always be aware of when he's on the ice.
Did you know about the Justin Bieber mask? Is it Justin Bieber?
No, I did not know that was coming out, but that was good. It was a good one by him. I think that was I don't know if it was a last-minute decision or not, but it was pretty cool for sure.
What's it mean to the team when you find out William is sticking around, committing long term?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, he's been here for a long time. For for him to commit to this organization for another 8 years is it's awesome for everyone.
Jake, what do you something over him? You may have had an idea of his opponent, but really didn't have it.
Of Will, I think especially this year, he's just taken his game to another level, and you guys see it in practice and whatnot. But I think even on off days, he's at the rink. He's taking care of himself. He's a beast in the gym. He's working his ass off in practice too, before and after. So he's putting in the work, and it's obviously paying off for him. So for that to happen too, it's really good to see for guys getting rewarded for all the extra work they put in.
How much better do you think he can get? The guys yesterday were saying he's kind of still just kind of scratching the surface, almost even as good as he's been.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing to have a couple of the best players in the world on your team, and we have that with a few of our guys in this room. So anytime you can lock up one of those guys for a long term, it's always good for your organization.
What'd you like about that trip, and what do you take forward from what you guys did well?
I thought we just, we were patient all three of those games. LA obviously was a great test, and I really liked our start there, and just all the way through we played a really solid game. And Anaheim, obviously, we were all over them all night and ran into a good goaltender, but we still stayed patient with our approach, even down 1-0, and came through on that one. And San Jose, same thing. The puck wasn't really going in. We were obviously driving play, but we still stayed patient with the approach and got a couple. Got that one late in the second to make it 2-0 to go into the third's obviously really nice, and I thought we took care of the puck in the third as well to close the game out.
What do you like about playing with Benoit?
He's great. He's super steady. He's physical. He's simple, predictable. I thought we've played pretty nicely together. I love his competitiveness. Obviously, a couple big fights lately. Again, bringing the energy in the room too, and just an awesome guy to be around.
What was it like to see USA back at the top of the World Junior podium?
Fantastic. We had a lot of Swedes in here too, so it was nice to rub it in their face a little bit.
Any side bets?
I did not have any side bets. No, I should have, but it was fun to see them win it, especially in Sweden too. That's a big win. So time flies. It was only 10, 11 years ago, and we won it in Russia. So I remember the feeling very well. It's a pretty sweet feeling.
You pull the medal out at all and have a look at it? What do you? Like 10 years later.
Honestly, I've moved so much in the last 4 years. It's probably, I don't even know where it is right now. It's probably back home in Wisconsin, in my closet somewhere. Maybe my kids have messed with it too. So I don't know. I'll have to go grab that when we get home this summer.
What do you remember most about your experience there?
In Russia, I think just the camaraderie with the guys. It's a short tournament, and you got guys from all over the place. Obviously, you have some familiarity with the National Development Program and guys I've played with in the past when I was there. But just the camaraderie and how quick our group came together, and how we kept improving throughout that tournament. And it's pretty special to win a world championship like that at that top stage, and kind of frankly propelled me to professional hockey as far as confidence goes and whatnot. So it was really a great tournament.
We were just talking to Jake about his World Junior experience. What was it like seeing USA back at the top of the podium at the World Juniors?
It's pretty fun. I'm happy for the guys. It's exciting. I had some buddies on the team, so I'm just really pumped for them. And yeah, it's a good feeling. I'm happy that it went like that.
A few Swedes in here. Any banter around that game?
Little bit. I think we were practicing actually as the game went on, but I think they were pretty hesitant to make any bets or anything because they knew that we were a stronger team in the end. So.
What stood out about that? I don't know how much you watch, but you do know a lot of those guys. What stood out about that USA group?
Yeah, I mean I think they dominated. The tournament. I think they were, extremely physical, hard to play against. Super gritty, and were able to score and play with skill as well. So it's pretty cool. I think they had they had some chemistry up and down the lineup. Have guys that played with each other. So it was just really cool to see kind of team like that and kind of come together and win a gold medal like that. It's pretty special.
What was it like to see William get the deal done? I saw you had a big hug with him.
Yeah, I'm super happy for him. That's pretty exciting news for Toronto and for everyone. I think he's a pretty special player, and just to have him for that amount of time and for him to kind of make a commitment to this team and this franchise, it's huge. I think he's helped us a lot this year, and just really excited for him.
The guys were talking about how hard he works in practice, kind of behind the scenes, just working on his craft. What have you picked up from him in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably see it after practice, before practice, just the little things he does just to, kind of stay as elite scorer, stay an elite skater. All the cutbacks he does, just nonstop. It's fun to watch, honestly. It's a guy just working on his craft, getting better at things that he's already elite at. It's good to see, and it's very deserving for him.
Do you notice anything different about him as the contract got closer and got done at all?
No, honestly, I think he stayed focused the whole time. I think he was his mindset was in this locker room was to focus on winning games, and I think that's what helped him a lot. I think it's when you focus on just working hard and producing and being here for your team, it's that kind of stuff. It kind of just goes by itself.
What stands out to you about Martin Jones?
I think he's very, very subtle, very calm in net. Obviously a veteran in this league, very composed. I think it's nice to have a guy who's kind of had the experience and played in big games to be back there and just make huge stops for us. It's been phenomenal, and I think he's been a huge part to our success these past games.
What do you think the road trip did for the team in terms of your development or where you want to be?
Yeah, I think it did a lot. I think we played our best hockey so far these past few games, so I think it's done a lot to our confidence. And I think we've kind of found our stride in our defensive game, and not just only playing with skill, but playing up and down the ice, and being composed and playing with poise. So I think it was a tremendous road trip for us, and I think we just want to kind of keep that momentum going for the rest of the second half.
How tough would it be to go up against that Benoit McCabe pairing? Can you give us a forward's perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it would suck. They're tough, physical, strong on the walls. It wouldn't be a fun pair to go against. I'm happy they're on our side, and it's good to have some two tough D back there that are guys don't want to play against.
Sheldon, what's your sense of how Martin Jones is handling the workload and how much you feel you can keep giving him?
Yeah, I think he's handling it great. Handled it great certainly on the road trip. There hasn't really been much of a workload in the last little bit. I think going into the game tonight, he's only played one game in the last 5 days. So from that aspect, I think he's feeling good and rested and obviously confident. So easy decision to keep him going.
What's the outlook for Ilya plan moving forward for him?
Just going to take it a day at a time. I think he's on the ice at Marley's practice right now with those guys, which is sort of a step for him, because he's been kind of just skating on his own and spending some time to himself. So that's the plan. No timeline. This is day 2 for him. He skated yesterday as well, so it's great to see him back out there for sure. But he's a ways away for sure.
Brad had mentioned yesterday that there's room for growth with William when it comes to leadership. I'm just curious, that piece of it, how have you seen him evolve there and where else he can go? Yeah,
I think it's just, first of all, in my opinion, he has taken a step already from where he has been. He's more vocal on the bench, and probably the biggest thing for a lot of guys, that are so important to the team and play as much as they do, your leadership is on the ice. It's the habits, it's the work ethic, it's being the example, and I think that's really where he's taken the biggest step. Is oftentimes he's leading the way in all the things that we want to do, and he's a lot of nights has put the team on his back and all of that. So whether it's him or Austin or Mitch or John, these guys that take on a lot on forward, Morgan on defense, and those guys need to lead the way on the ice, and then everybody else kind of follows their lead and helps support the group all the way through with our depth. And William has really taken a big step in that area for sure from last season through last season, and carried it forward here.
Where do you assess Timothy Liljegren's game? Brad brought him up as somebody who's coming back from an injury, just sort of getting going.
Yeah, I think he's gotten better and better throughout. It was important to us for both Timothy and for Gio, with Gio coming back, to get those guys together. They're obviously very comfortable with each other and have done well for us. So with two guys coming back from injury, to get them some familiarity there, and then it's been easier to do that because the Benoit and McCabe group has done a really good job for us. Benoit in particular, obviously, continues to get confidence and is really finding his way, and McCabe's done a good job on the right side, so all those sort of things have fit. But for me, the more Liljegren has played, I think he just looks that much more comfortable.
How do you like Holmberg on the wing the last couple games here?
Yeah, I liked it a lot last game. First game, I looked to me like he was in Anaheim, I believe we were. He was still kind of finding himself a little bit there. The last game, I thought he was excellent. I thought that line was excellent. Domi was terrific in that game, and Yarncroc, and but Homer certainly did a really nice job for that group, both winning the puck back and being above the puck, making some plays. That was more the type of game we'd like to see from him, regardless of what position he plays. But it has been important for us we've been talking about it, about getting him that look. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity up the middle with us this year since we put Domi there. And I think, last game was a really good indication of what we think he's capable of. And he's a versatile guy, not only because he plays center, but I think, whether it's playing alongside Domi in more of an offensive type of role, but also supporting that line defensively the way Yarncroc does. He can also move, play with Camp, and do a good job there too. So he's got lots to offer us that way, and can help on the penalty kill too.
What do you hope then that Nick is taking out of not playing right now, Sheldon?
Well, it's just first of all, be confident and feel good about what you've done. Like, he's found ways to produce for us. I think he's shown that he can play in the league. I also, I don't know that he's really fully separated himself from the pack, and that's kind of the next piece. I've talked to him about importance of taking care of the puck and being able to execute plays. He's an offensive guy, so when there's a chance to make a play or a pass or a shot on goal, to me, a lot of those plays have sort of slipped off his stick or haven't quite been smooth, and it's sort of disrupted the offense, which leads to more having to defend more. That's what I'd like to see, from Nick, and that's sort of the next stage for him. But he's fit in well in the spot he has. It's just when we're looking to get someone like Holmberg a little more of an opportunity, it's okay. Where can we make a switch? Where does it make sense to make a switch? We think that McMahon has really fit in very well in playing with Camp, and I just thought, that Robertson was the guy. So that's sort of where he's at. And, when he gets back in, which we've got some illness that's popped back up again here today, and it might be tonight that Robertson gets back in. So take advantage of those opportunities when they come.
Sheldon, you talked about Martin Jones, and he started the year as number 3, and maybe you didn't know if you'd ever see him play for you, but just looking at this more globally in Vegas, using 5 goalies last year, a lot of teams going through 3-4 goalies. How much does that change in terms of the volatility, it seems, of the position right now in the game? Yeah,
I think we've used lots of goalies since I've been here too, so this is not a new thing. When I was with the Marlies, we used, I think there was one season we might have had 7 guys that registered a win before Christmas when I was with the Marlies, so I'm used to having to deal with this a little bit, so it's not necessarily a new thing. But yeah, I think, getting into 3, 4, and 5 is one thing, but I think it's become very apparent that, vast majority of the league is definitely using 2 regularly and needing 2. And then, depth is certainly extremely important to be able to handle whatever comes your way. And then we're also seeing that some guys that are, some guys can unexpectedly, give you far better than what you'd expect, whether it's a young guy coming in or whether it's an older guy that is kind of rebounding back. And I think it's all just unpredictable, and you try to set yourself up for success as much as you can, which I think is what Tree has done with us, with our group, and being able to have Jones in the mix.
Further to Sammy, will he keep practicing with the Marlies? Is there a chance he plays down there? Or?
Yeah, I don't. That's Tree's gonna make those decisions. He's leading the charge on his path and his plan. I know that today was a progression for him, and beyond that, not quite sure what the plan is there.